Hello everyone, this is Cookies, and I've got another turn of Lucid's tournament, and oh my goodness, what an assault upon Marignon. He get attacked so many times. Alright, well this might be the great counterattack. Scouts and spies have reported that clicking, clonking, and ticking have been heard from... Oh, this is Mechanical Militia, I believe? Now, this is a spell that I've only seen once in a game, so I'm looking forward to seeing how this does. Alright. Then in Bycliffe, let's see. Got Illusory Attack. There's a lot of stuff, though. You can see these mechanical men here. Now, what's great about these mechanical men is that they're mindless. So no longer, unless they lose the commanders, and I'm not sure if it comes with mindless commander. Mindless units cannot be killed by illusions, as far as I know. So they can't lose unless the PD HP routes. So it really toughens up the PD. Curious. Yeah, and you do get a mechanical man commander with 50 morale, no less. So these guys have HP routed, but as long as the mechanical men don't HP route, I'm wondering if these two Coral Guard are going to do that. Now, they're both crippled, so they're leaving as slowly as possible. And we'll know if that's the case if these mechanical men just disappear. Oh, as the illusory attack that gives up. So Mechanical Militia defends Bycliffe. Then we've got Arouse Hunger, killing 1 PD. Then in Forbidden Forest, we've got an Evening Star. Alright. I guess that's a weapon. But it's just 1 PD here, so I think this White Mage is going to thug it out. In Jebero, we've got Arouse Hunger again. In Bara, I forgot to click the battle. Let's see. We've got Kaosha, another White Mage. Now here we've got a couple of thugs. Alright, so let's see the buff scripts. Earth Power, Iron Skin, Flash, Flying Shield. Iron Skin, Earth Power, Flying Shield, Flash. Earth Power, Vortex, Flash, Iron Skin, Mistform, Blessing. Okay. And in terms of the kit, we've got Precious in a Frostbrand and an Ice Helmet, and no kit. But I forget, does he come with something? He just has a quarterstaff. So really relying on the magic there. Lightning Bolt kills 1, Lightning Bolt kills a second. Alright. So I think that was Bara. Yep, so kills 2 Ancestor Smiths in Scraw Point. We have Illusory attack used on Marignon. And then Forest of Gila. Got Arouse Hunger. Now there is another Ancestor Smith here. This one with an Ice Helmet and Frostbrand. Now, in terms of his kit, we've got Earth Power, Armors, Gift of Giant Strength, Body Ethereal, and Gift of Cheated Fate. And he's kind of fatigued out. Let's see. Melee Encumbrance is 10. And he's only got 4 Reinvig, so he's got to fall asleep every single time he swings. Fortunately for him, he's got 22 protection. And with Mistform and Body Ethereal, these Poison Claws can't really get to him. Alright. Wait, that was here. Let's see. Hachakyam? I'm not sure if he renamed that one. Sad. Alright, we've got Swamp of Solitude. I don't see anything here. Okay. And Dragon Point. Ooh. That's a fairly significant amount of stuff. In Dardius. I think he was hoping to assassin expand that kind of again. Okay, we just got the 1 PD. Now, but was defeated, right? Because there's more commanders now. I guess there was more PD. They didn't get HP routed by just the ghouls. 14 mechanical men probably helped a lot with that. Alright. Let's see. So Dardius again. I want to see if he blew all of his earth gems on this. So he has 3 earth gems. Got Earth Power, Earth Elemental? Or is it just Earth Power and then like Group Iron Skin? Oh, there they all go. Okay. So point buffing that little squad and then they fly in. Let's see. Let's see, we've watched through Dardius, so we're on Sleepy Mountains. Got this Harrop's Raft leading some stuff. Not running into anything. In Frosted Peaks. Atlantis group running into a group of Solus. This must be a blood hunting province. Ooh. This is a fair amount of mages. Wizards of High Magic. I guess they're doing a lot of point buffing. We got this Forgiving Father doing Power of the Spheres. We also have Soul Slay. There might not be a lot of commanders here. Now, this guy cannot be Soul Slayed. He's mindless. The Scout certainly can be. And I guess these guys can be. But I'm pretty sure these Ice Guard are just going to chop through all of this. Oh, and they've got bodyguards too. Alright, so all those Solus are gone. Let's see, that was Frosted Peaks. loses 6 Ice Guard, kills 220 Solas. I think that's 10 Death Gems. So, pretty solid trade there. Unless white mages reanimated them, then it's not a big deal. I guess it's mage turns, so. Alright, so we got another little buff squad. Let's see, so that's Behemoth's Rest in Pyrene. So Calum launching a major offensive with a lot of small point buff squads, which is fantastic. They're retaking a ton of territory, and yeah, this group's going to run into an army and die. But I think on the whole, it's very positive. So I guess this army just moves back onto Pyrene, which is confusing to me. Because I'm pretty sure they came from Pyrene, if I remember right. Okay, so we got Folgoth, more Earth Gems. Alright, this is a very expensive set of raids as well. I don't know that they're going to be strong enough to kill Royal Guard, even buffed, but we'll see. You can see the point buffs in the top left. I'm assuming they're going to fly attack rear. Oh, these are the commander got sniped. Yeah, just a very high roll from the longbowman. Okay. So a couple of these bounce in Esquania. For some reason, I thought that was a group of flyers, but clearly I'm just blind. All right. Let's see. So that's Esquania, just a small point buff group. We got Marignon. Just trying to put more pressure on Marignon than Marignon has angels to re-raid these. And then that probably lures the angels out so that the angels can be killed. All right, it's been a while since we watched one of these raids. Cool. Let's see. I think that was Hidden Realm. All right, in any rule, we've got a priest who's going to get killed by an angel. All right, in Iron Peaks, small little squad kills 1 PD. In Gold Mountains, all right, we've got the Atlantis army. Okay, nothing challenging them, but it looks like they're moving on to a different fort. Again, this is their gear. A flambeau has now been added. Still have the herald lances. Okay. Or maybe the flambeau was there before. I haven't really paid that much attention to that army. Let's see. That was Gold Mountains. In Calcis, we've got a raid on 1 PD. Just Stormguard, Veil of Valor. Oh boy. Alright. Then in Roka. So I think that guy's ready to do some Wind of Death spam. A small raid. It's 1 PD in Haunted Woods. So Marignon must have been a little bit, and this is another one that where Marignon could have probably Assassin expanded off an HP route, but Mechanical Militia saves it. Yeah, this is kind of showing that I think Marignon was spread a little bit thin. Although it really did seem like they were starting to get the upper hand last turn. But a sudden surge of raiding, especially from Calum, I think is going to show a very different map this turn. Alright. So that's Panicrator's Legacy. In Soulcar. Another little raid. Against 1 PD. In Deep Forest. I think Calum's got the better Magic Phase options. So raiding a lot of this stuff might set him up for future traps as well. We got what's left of a Horde from Hell and Demonic Locust. Looks like they nabbed the leadership. Alright. Let's see, so we saw Soulcar. This was Deep Forest. In Doomna. Okay. Got some barbarians here. What are this gem baits? So we've got Steel Slice Warriors. And Army of Bronze going into these barbarians. Okay. Let's see. Still lose 2 Great Eagles. That sucks. Alright. In Troll Canyons. Alright, this one should work. So this kind of expansion is going to have to be focused on Calum. Alright, Triton C. Give me 1 second. Alright. Let's see. Oh, just a few Ichthids. I don't think we need to watch that. Alright, in Abakti we have a 2 fights. So Lannis fights Marignon for it. And then Calum rolls in. So they're not coordinating that closely. So Lannis raids successfully. Then Calum rolls in. I would expect the mage to live for Calum, but he's probably going to lose all these Raven Guard. Alright. In Starlit Paladin Steppe. Let's see, not much. In Endless Caverns. Alright, just killing 1 PD. PD is having a very rough turn. Alright. Tianchi attacking Man in the Halls. Alright, this is another Wind of Death trap. I think these dogs should just be on attack. You might actually catch them if they were forward positioned on attack. Maybe. I don't know. I think there's potential though. Alright. Nevertheless though, corpse constructs and Zots go down, and so do some more of Man's troops in Gilgad. Let's see, we have the feeble-minded adept out on the run. Let's see. Oh, that's up here. Okay, the adept actually dies this time. To the captain, no less. Interesting. Alright, and Smacia. We've got Calum attacking Marignon with a scout. It's a scout v scout duel. Calum scout flees for script. And then Atlantis rolls in. We've got a tent owner for the 1v1. No, scripted all, so retreat. Alright, just had a delay. In Bogatin, we've got Marignon versus Calum. Full body ethereal action against Ravengard. Okay. Alright, so Marignon wins that one. Kills 16 Ravengard. In Griffa, we've got Calum attacking Marignon. This is another little squad of Sacreds. That's 1 PD. Let's see, that's Griffa. And the Ironcrafter gets sniped again. Okay. So they're... And this was through Ironskin? Did he cast it? Jeez. I guess it only gives 13 prop now. It's not 20, like a guaranteed 20 like in the past. Oh. Oh, that's not right. Okay. Well, of all the scripts, that was one of them. Or maybe he didn't really follow the script. I don't know. Alright. Was that? That was Griffa. Then in Toledo. Alright, we got a bigger squad of birds. For a little bit more PD. What's that? That's 8 mages. Okay. In Amiradon, we've got Marignon attacking Calum. Some more locusts. Now there is a little party here. Okay, so we're landing here. Okay. Let's see, I think that was Miradon? Yeah. In Rame, got Calum attacking 1 PD. In Welladon, we get another triple bump. So we got some birds rolling out. This one could be close. This is just a straight up attack on Atlantis, isn't it? Maybe he didn't know Atlantis was in the area? Mechanical Militia pulling it out again. All right. And then we've got Marignon attacking Atlantis. I presume the Angel will win. All right. So Marignon takes that one. Then in Bycliffe, there's too much stuff there. In Atlantis, Atlantis moving to free his cap. Good to see. Here, heroic mummy through ritual of rebirth, enormous strength. So, is this a 26 damage bow and 38 damage holy scourge, which does bonus damage against undead. And the thunder bow scales with strength, so it's a fun one with very high strength commanders. And this one also happens to have decent precision. Now, I am a little bit concerned he's going to disease everyone as he walks by. But it looks like everything else slaves. Alright. So he frees his capital. In Ul Sashir, we've got Calum attacking Marignon. A couple of earth gems. Alright. And that works, unlike some of the small squad raids. Let's see. That was here. In Kepis, got Atlantis. Looks like a water elemental raid. Yeah. Fairly expensive for 1 PD. Alright, Junol Forest. I think that's the kind of raiding you want to do with a water lens. Both sides just kind of trade water lenses back and forth. Alright. Then in Inarim, another small squad raid. Presumably this succeeds. Okay. In Gold Crags. Let's see. Oh, there's more stuff here. Here we've got a Marignon group. So, attempting to jump on the leadership, but gets routed. Okay. And then in Bell, got Caleb attacking Marignon. I think these are, a lot of these bumps are just people sending raids into the darkness. So, I don't think there's going to be a lot of diplomatic fallout over them, but you never know. Alright. We've got Tan Chi attacking Independence and Namor. Going after the vampires with 2 old men. Not thugging this guy out. I'm not sure if he's kind of meant to die and just put more buffs on the other guy. Okay. Yeah, so these guys have life drain attacks that are AP. So I think, generally speaking, you just want some fire summons to clear them out. Like fire snakes are probably great. Um, Now that might be hard for Tianchi to do right now. So I'm not entirely sure what you do. You could do something with your, because the protection versus mundane is very high. So generally speaking, you do want magic weapon troops. You could try to have your cavalry on hold and fire, and then hopefully they'll shoot them, and then maybe you could put like some other troops around them. But I don't know that you're gonna casually thug these guys with their magic attacks, especially armor piercing magic attacks. You could try to, I think it would be hard to defense tank them. If you got up to even more protection with maybe regen, then you could probably do something. Fire shield would also, a fire shield thug would do a lot of work too. But yeah, that's not gonna do it just yet. We'll have to see if he comes up with any new ideas. But just happy Tianchi got a sub, so it's nice to see some new energy getting put in. Hopefully a good learning experience too. Alright. Damn. Alright. I mean, this is a pretty scary little kill squad. Let me see. This is Mudwater, right? Wait, no. Nilmeria. There we go. Now, I forget if Nilmeria was a throne or not. So this guy's got some fire gems. Could be Firestorm, maybe, if he wanted, or he could do something else. Phoenix Power could definitely let him cast stuff like that. Do have a few chart makers. I mean, there are blood slaves here. Huh. All right. Oh, shit. Clicked on the wrong thing. All right. In Flimistan. All right, because that's going to be a very important battle. All right. I wish I could arrow key through the visual battles. I would love to be able to arrow key through them. Because I like doing the thing where I don't get spoiled for the results. Although I just spoiled a result. Let's see. Now, this angel's struggling a little bit more. It's a 26 damage Frostbrand on things with 15 CR and 18 protection. Now, yeah, at least it's AP, but still does take a little bit. Oh, they are routing? Okay, let's be more careful. That was Flimistan and Osense. Yeah, Marignon attacking Calum. We got a Mirror Mage. But it runs into Kaka in the raiding game? Okay. Interesting. In the Weald, here we go. Here is the Throne of Earth, the long-awaited Indie Throne. All right, what are we sending in? We've got Ishtar in with an LLP. Got this guy. We have a Smasher Thug. Okay. And a lot of chakras. 30 SR. And this guy has no SR. That's brave. Okay. And then this guy Also no SR. Also a little brave. At least to me, because I've had mages get absolutely sniped by these watchers. All right, we got some air gems, fire gems, some nature gems, and some pearls. I'm assuming we're going to see Firestorm. But I'm curious what else is going to happen. Because there's a lot of other stuff around here too. The Kethronic Lions are especially tough. At least against mundane troops. They have 25 protection from invulnerability. They're also pierce and slash resistant. They have 2 attacks that are reasonably high damage at high attack scores. Got some other chaff. The Watchers are 28 attack, extremely high precision lightning snipers with range 40 with a small AoE 1 shock. And then we've got the Monolith with a lot of gems. Now, he can't safely ping this throne. I don't think he's pinged it, because then people will know that he's about to try and take it, and they can try to disrupt that. So in some ways he had to go in blind. In other ways, this is a reasonably common level 2 throne, so you can probably put up a test game and try to test against this. So I'm assuming he's tested whatever he's about to do to make sure it works. So let's go ahead and see what we get. Alright, so we've got anti-magic, damage reversal, soul vortex, howl. Did someone already disappear? I thought there was someone here. Okay, what did this thing do? Okay. Sometimes they'll do interesting stuff. This time it did not. What are you doing? Spell work? Okay. Alright, we've got Nest of Salamanders, so we've got a lot of summons. And then we've got the main thug that's going to try and go in and kill. Who's got Phoenix Pyre. Probably would have been good to have some reinvigoration gear, I would think. But at least they're up at 25 MR. That said, a few of these mages have died. So this Chartmaker died. Got bit by a Kethronic Lion. Goetic Master got hit by a short bow. Royal Navigator got hit by a short bow. So I don't know if this is going to be easily done again if this doesn't work. And the Indies are determined to kill this Howlcaster, who the only reason that they aren't fleeing right now is because they're passed out. They're on 3 HP. This might end up being the perfect amount of wolves, assuming this guy flees. Because the wolves have a habit of surrounding things and preventing you from killing, although this guy should wade. So it shouldn't be an issue, actually. Size 6 versus, yeah, size 3. But still, it's going to be a limited number of wolves. So Howl is down. at least it went on the monolith. So now these guys should dissolve. Alright. So, did lose a few mages, but generally I would call this well executed. There may have been a world where just one to three angels could have handled this with maybe some point buffing, or the point buffers run away. But this was definitely a way. I mean, I can't criticize it too much. It worked. So, all right. So it does lose a few mages though. And then the druid is somewhere else, but he should be able to 3 red seconds this next turn. And I forget if can these angels claim? Are they holy 3? They are not, they're just sacred. So presumably, unless wait a second, was this Goetic guy supposed to do it? Right, I'm presuming that the holy 3 is stealthed in. Probably with the glamour hat. Okay. Alright, so that's very big news. Wait. Any more? Okay, so that's the Weald. In Mudwater Caverns, we got Marignon attacking Atlantis. So more locusts on the run. Oh, alright. I guess we're starting out over here and then going over there. Mechanical Militia is proving very hardy. I'll have to consider this for future games. Alright. So kills 2 of the locusts through that. And then in Ionia, one PD. Let's say that was here. In Orstengrad, got Atlantis attacking. Ten owner routes a scout and 2 imps. Range of light. Another angel. This is a lot of PD though. And with enough PD for Mechanical Militia, you do get these magic attack. I guess like mechanical flies, iron flies. They've got a spark bite that does shock damage. Which this guy does have 21 protection, but part of that protection is also the invulnerability. So I think they did do some damage to him. So he's got a chest wound, he's crippled. But the angel also has physical strength. Okay, with a firebrand. These things are reasonably fire resistant with 18 prot. And now the crossbows are getting in it. Ooh, just barely flees. So, almost killed an angel with just PD there. It goes here. I think that's 23 PD. You can get 4 commanders, which is pretty cool. And you get 46 mechanical men and 4 iron flies. I mean, that's great. All right. I mean, it's still PD at the end of the day, so it's a static defense. But if you wanted to try and trap things or PD dump things, seems like a great global to have up. All right, so that's Dart and Thorn. Then Workingham, we've got Marignon attacking. What's left of a Horde from Hell, killing 1 PD. Then, all right, we're storming Packwoods. Now, Packwoods is important because Packwoods is another throne. So this is very significant. This is that angel squad. And there's pretty much no one home. But we'll go ahead and watch it. So damage reversal goes up. Got Soul Vortex. Firestorm. Now, presumably there would also be a Holy 3 moving into here. Or a Prophet, or the Virtue. I thought the Virtue was here last turn, but maybe it's not. Alright, so Packwoods is taken. So that's 2. I think he needed 3. He also needed to claim one of the thrones, and I don't think he did. Alright. Now, Pustenia is another throne. So he's storming this. So this might be the end of the game, depending on how many Holy Threes Marignon's got out and about. Rush of Strength. So the flurry of activity from Caleb might not be enough here. Twilight and Anti-Magic go out. And yeah, there's just not much home. Marignon has weathered the storm. Executing a Throne Rush that I thought was very difficult. I honestly did not expect him to be able to take Pustenia. But a lot of those Forgiving Fathers stayed researching rather than getting mobilized out of that core little lake. So maybe there was an army that could have mobilized there that didn't. But I'm not sure if that would have been enough. Okay, so that's 3 thrones taken. I believe he has to claim 4 because of the one he hasn't claimed. So he's got enough thrones under control. We got a Vampire Lord here. I don't think I've seen this guy before. What's in handsome appearance? Popular with the women, huh? Judges and Magisters Arcane are suspicious. Grisly murders. Ah, okay. I don't think he's going to have any problem with peasants. Alright. So there's that. And this was a man commander? That's pretty cool. Alright. What's his summon? Werewolves. Okay. I'm assuming it's just thralls. Yeah. Doesn't say. Alright. Then Forbidden Forest. Sea Dogs. Sea Dogs are terrible, but they can kill 1 PD, but I don't know that they can kill a White Mage Thug. That said, it's only got 5-ish protection. Okay, now it's got invulnerability. So Sea Dogs are real bad. They did 1 damage. Oh, they did 2 damage. That was 2 more than I thought they would do. Alright. Cool. So let's take a look at the map. Alright, so Marignon expanded over here. And I think that was the only action in the caves this turn. I mean, it looks like we've got a little bit of an army gathering here in the Steel Ovens. Probably just hasn't moved out yet. He's been recruiting it for a bit. Oh, we had another raid here. By an angel. There's man fighting in the halls with Tianchi. Alright. So on the campaign map, we can see the absolute barrage of attacks Calum did to try and retake territory. Lots of small squads getting all over the map. I'm still surprised he didn't go for Glen of Justice, but opted for Pustinia, which he's taken now. And he's taken the Weald. This fort is not cracked. Alright, so this army moved from Old Aleppo to try and crack Gold Mountain. So it seems like they figured it out on the turn that it was happening because of the Angel Gatecleaver squad. So they moved to try and prevent it, but there's too much here. So Atlantis would have had to probably do 2 crumble casts on this fort to try and crack it, to have a shot at stopping this rush. And maybe done whatever magic phase stuff they could to maybe try and like soul slay angels to disrupt a storm or whatever. Oh, we've got an assassination here. Trying to view these where I can. Disease Demon taking out a Ghoul Commander. I'm presuming it succeeded, but we saw a few of those. Yeah, I'm assuming here as well. That was a tent owner. Because then there was the follow-up. Yeah, but there was too much PD here. And then here. But again, too much PD. Mechanical Militia was a really good play. Just, I think, 1 turn too late. Okay. I'm not seeing too many other assassinations. Alright, so looking at the thrones, yeah. He's got to claim, ideally, all 4 of this turn. Because there is the possibility that they'll crack one of these things over the end turn. So hopefully he's got, you know, his Pretender, his Prophet, and 2 Holy Threes somewhere. Now, in Marignon's roster, I believe they've got recruitable Holy Threes, which are the High Inquisitors. Presumably cap only, yeah. So I'm supposing he's got maybe some Holy Threes in here. No, they didn't show up in this siege. But Marignon does have access to Glamour, and all they have to do is live long enough to claim. So we'll go ahead and see. Yeah, Gold Mountain's not getting cracked. That kind of did him in. All right. I mean, I suppose there is a world where they don't manage to Wizard Tower or through Red Seconds the Weald, but that should be pretty easy to pull off at this point. So that's the dangers of leaving an empty throne as well. You know, we've just got a lot of mages sitting here. Now, he needs research, but the position was definitely getting fairly desperate. Did do a nice job raiding here to secure retreat routes. Calum did a nice job raiding here. Marignon contested this reasonably well, gave himself some retreat routes. Although Triton Sea, not really a retreat route, unless he's got water breathing gear. Calum and Atlantis did a pretty good job raiding around it, though. But yeah, I anticipate this to be the last real turn. Yeah. So, oh, now he might not have a Holy Three in all of these. I would hope that we're at a high enough skill bar at this point. We're not in new player games for the second round. I would expect him to have holy threes. So I'm just going to congratulate Marignon on a fantastic win. This has been a really fun game to watch. I think he's played extremely well. He's done some excellent SC counters to different armies from both Calum and Atlantis. He's put together some really solid armies, especially taking those forts from Tianchi and moving against Calum. Also, I mean, that army surviving its winter crossing to take that giant citadel from Atlantis, that was extremely well done and well managed. I didn't think that would be possible, but he pulled it off. And then executing this throne rush, he's just played very well throughout the whole of the game. And I think had, Satis put up a reasonably tough fight as well in the early game, made a lot of stuff. He did a great job scaling his blood economy, picked the right times to execute wars. I thought he had a very small window to declare on Calum, and maybe Throne Rush at that point, but he decided to just declare on Calum. So that was well done and well thought out. Credit to Atlantis for, I think, picking a good time to enter the war against Marignon. And then the other player I thought who impressed me, I guess, was the Calum player. I like that they took an interesting bless. It wasn't, I mean, they had an expander, but it wasn't like everyone else's expanders. They did stuff with their sacred, which I thought was cool. They made great use of their conjuration discount site. They used a lot of Twiceborn shenanigans. They did Winds of Death stuff. I think they could have done more Winds of Death stuff. Really spammed it more. But yeah, I thought they played pretty well. And then I liked Kosk playing it out until the end. It was a rough series of events. Did all the work for Pyrene, got none of the spoils, and then took a lot of attrition against Tianchi as well, and just never really got an opportunity to properly scale. I think he was just now starting to get his feet under him a little bit in terms of maybe research and whatnot, but the game's already ended. So you can see how those early setbacks can just set back your scaling so much. But I know he's an excellent player. He was in the previous tournament finals, so not surprised to see him live until the end here. And then I appreciated the fight from Sir John on Tianchi, and then the sub stepping in, doing a great job just playing out the position, seeing what they could do with it. And then we've got Atlantis. I think they could have mobilized their magic a little bit sooner, but I did like their persistence and their patience. They just wore down Agartha, wore down the players' morale too. We saw him dom kill Agartha. It was, I believe, the longest running first war by a mile, so that definitely affected tempo and affected how well they were able to swing around to counter Marignon. But they did a reasonable amount of scaling behind that war against Agartha. And generally played pretty well, I thought. So, yeah, I've enjoyed casting this game. Good luck to Marignon going into the finals this year. Let's see. I forget some of the player names. I'll be honest, I don't tend to put that much time into memorizing all their names. It's Amnesieri. I believe the player has also provided me some graphs in the past, which was really nice of them, because there was a site So we showed a few graphs earlier in the game. I don't think we needed them as much later in the game. We could kind of look at the map. Calum was played by Starcrest, who also played very well. I don't think these two are names that I've played against before. So looking forward to maybe playing against them in future games. But Marignon's going to have a very busy finals that they'll have to play in. And I think this is the second game to finish, potentially. Assuming Marignon can claim everything. So, good game, everyone. It was highly entertaining. I'm glad we got a large set of attacks to finish it out. And I will see you guys in the next one. Have a good one.